Hello guys, this is Juan for JuanSource.com doing a demo commentary on DE Dust. This is Pandemic versus eGe. This demo is actually from CPL Summer 2008. Couple things I'll say about this demo before we start. This is actually our second time playing eGe on Dust 2 during this tournament. So I think a lot of what I'm going to be kind of going over is the adaptations that we make because of the scouting that we've done against this team. We kind of have a general idea of how they're going to play this map, and I'm going to kind of give reasoning for why we're playing the setups and strats that we are, based on the knowledge that we're given. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. What we're doing right away is a kind of like a 2-1-2 setup, 2 long, 1 mid, and 2 B. The reason why we're doing this is because in our first match against these guys, they did kind of a lot of mid B type strats, and we actually did this setup against them, and it actually worked really well. So we're going to start off with that. What happens here is there's a lot of action at long right now. And so I go to long to help right away. I flash cat to hopefully isolate it. But both of our long guys failed. And I'm going to switch over to eGe here because they pull a very good move here, and I think this is a really good thing to do when you take long. Not enough people do it. Is what they do is after they took long, they took out the guy's long and they drop back and take cat. Normally this would have been a very good move, however their smoke was really late, and so Nick was able to pick off 2 of them. Had they smoked it up a little bit earlier, it would have made it much easier for them to take the site, because notice that they killed our 2 long guys. That means I was forced back to drop into CT spawn. So that pretty much made all of catwalk clear, so they could have just walked up catwalk without having any problem. The problem that they had there, though, was mid was smoked, and so our mid wasn't smoked, I'm sorry, and our mid opera was able to pick off 2 of them. But what they did there, again, is they took long, they dropped back, and they took cat. They cleared long, dropped back, took cat. And that's something that's really good to do when you clear that long, because a lot of times after you clear that long, there's going to be a lot of operas posted up, just as we were, actually. I was close on that CT spawn ramp. We had an opera post up on that cross there, and it would have been very difficult for them to actually cross along there successfully. Okay, so what I'm doing here, we're kind of playing a very similar setup. We're playing 2 long, 2 B, and we're kind of giving up mid now instead of cat. And the reason I'm not peeking this at all is because I want them to think we're doing a retake setup like we were in the previous round. So hopefully I can catch someone off guard and a free kill, and that's exactly what happened there. I did get a free kill. He didn't really check my spot nor flash my spot. He just kind of walked up, and I just kind of sprayed him down through the box now. Now it's a 2 versus 4. The reason why I'm not peeking here is I'm just playing the advantage. I'm somewhat low health, so I'm just going to kind of rely on my teammates here. Peek out if they need me here. I don't want to give the other team any free picks. And so it looks like they're probably just going to try to save out. And so we won the first round, so it's okay for us to chase here. We're kind of half chasing. What we want to probably try to do is chase after time winds down, so that we can hopefully make their money situation that much worse so they don't get any for the next round. I found him at the last second there. But even though I died there, it was much more beneficial for us to rush there, because I died. I'm still going to get money on the next round. He's not going to get any money because we killed him. And so definitely a big plus for us. Notice that we double smoked that mid there. We don't want to ever allow the other team to know how many we have going at B. We don't always double smoke that. In fact, that might have even been a mistake. We always at least smoke it, because again, we do not want to let them know exactly how many we have towards B, whether it's 3 or 2. Sometimes we're going to shift 3 there, sometimes not. I'm just kind of spotting cat from that box there. I do that once in a while when we're kind of doing our retake setup, when I have a feeling they're probably going to come cat first instead of mid. When I kind of heard some noises from my teammates that they were probably going to come down towards mid, so I shifted into CT spawn here. At this point, just spam the doors. Now I have a very good idea that they're probably going to take up cat here. I saw them kind of slowly moving towards there. So what our long guys are going to have to do is push into the doors right here. Let me shift over to them. We have Paradox and Mustang, I believe, at long. And so what they need to do here, since we know that they're coming up cat, they need to push through long and clear it. And so they get the trade kill here. And now what our goal here is to retake from cat and I'm sorry, from CT spawn and long. Now Paradox spotted or heard one more long, and had he gotten that kill, it would have been a much different retake. However, it's difficult for us to retake from long because they can just get guys in pit just like they did there. Now eGe is starting to adapt to how we're playing. They know that we're playing a retake setup, and so they wide angle is tuned. They flanked tuned long when we were about to retake, so it was a good adaptation they made there. So we're gonna really have to kind of change it up, not really play that setup too much anymore because they really know how to handle it now. So what we're doing is doubling up on Cat here. I boost I believe, an Opera and a Rifler because I want that Opera to pick down Catwalk early on. However, they get flashed early, and so what we're doing here is probably going to switch positions here. In fact, oh, we haven't quite done that yet, but I would like for the Opera to be posted up on long. However, we didn't quite get that switch off in time, and so they hit quick up Cat on us, and they do that quite a bit throughout the half, and we have a little bit of trouble adapting to it. However, I think playing up on Cat there is probably the best way to counter it, because I think our retake setup has kind of failed, and we don't really want to play a dedicated 3 towards A because we're still a little worried that they're probably going to run some mid Bs on us, and if we play 3 towards A, that mid B is going to be very difficult to hold. So what we're doing here is, again, we're playing 2 up towards Cat, and oh, I'm sorry, we are ecoing here. So we're pushing through the B tunnel, and we have 1 towards long that's just kind of spotting it. He died, however, we're just kind of trying to get guns here. I think we're really low money. We just push into the B tunnel, get guns, be very aggressive there. We were only able to get 1, but we're just going to kind of set up a crossfire here outside of T-spawn. Okay. Again, we probably want to play that double close Cat because they have been hitting that on many of our rounds. We do quick boost this because they have been hitting it very quickly. And so what we do a lot of these times here is we double nade down the lower. You may have seen this in other commentaries, and I think that really scares off people from kind of taking a fast mid B. And it also kind of, since we're playing heavy towards A right here, it kind of discourages them from hitting out Cat because they know we're playing, out mid, because they know we're playing too aggressive on Cat. Once I get that B call, I try to quick flank here, and we're able to isolate the guys in the site. Again, we're going to quick boost here. And what we do here, a lot of times, is we rely on the call from the mid player. We always tell that mid player that when he crosses the mid towards B, he has to be spotting to see if there's a fast Cat. A lot of higher level teams and very aggressive teams will rush that fast Cat with smokes and ops covering. What they do is they just drop down in that dark alley outside of T-spawn and just go the quickest route to Cat. And it's very difficult to stop. And I'm going to show a couple rounds on the T side where we do that. It seems lately, however, this demo's quite old. It seems lately that teams have really come to counter that they post up 2 or 3 ops on that middle. So it's a little bit more difficult to run that fast Cat, but it's still a good strat when you know that they're not playing too heavy on mid early in the round. However, now we're just kind of waiting for that B take, and Paradox pushes through long there. That would have probably won us the round had he done that earlier. Had he pushed that and found that there were nobody there, we could have pre-rotated to B, and we did do that a little bit. However, we were able to just get the entries when they came in the site. That spot where Nick was playing behind that brick, you may have seen he had 1 shot. I think it's a very good spot to play because you can just kind of just crouch and uncrouch there and see guys coming in there without them even being able to see you, and just peek up and you can spam them down or pick them off if you have an off or whatever. And see, notice what Nick does here. He spots for that fast Cat and he sees one, and so just because he was peeking that, he pretty much stopped that rush there. That guy was scared to rush because Nick was posted up there. So it gives us a little bit more time on Catwalk here. And so now we just kind of have a flash battle here. It's kind of 2-on-2. Mustang's under the stairs. I'm right here. Now it's just going to be a matter of hitting shots. I think kind of both groups are out of flashes right now. So we just got to sit here and hold statically. Meanwhile, there's a guy walking out mid. See, they've kind of adapted to us. They know that we're not really playing mid directly anymore, and so well, he didn't quite hit his shot there, but had he done that, that round probably would have taken a different way. But see, this is kind of the reason why it's good to drop back cat when you push the guys back A, because there's just going to be operas posted up on this, and even the smokes. I mean, I've tried this 1,000 times. You can never really get consistent smokes that fully cover this cross. You can always see some sort of shadow or leg or something, and it's never completely safe to cross that long when you know that there's operas posted up. But Nick does a good job of kind of realizing the situation here. It's a 2 versus 1. It says he hadn't seen anybody cross that long in that late of time. He pretty much knew that they were going to have to go B. So he just got up there right away, picked the guy coming through the tunnel, and then just waited there. He hid behind that box because he knew time was about to expire. Again, we want to keep playing this aggressive cat. They really haven't... I don't think they've won a round yet since we've kind of been playing like this. Cat has kind of been our problem thus far. When they take that, they've been pretty much winning the round, so we want to be sure that we can hold that off here. Now, we know that they're probably going to come long here. Paradox is just kind of post up right here, just spot this, counter flash and drop. A lot of times you want to probably have an op in this position. We're somewhat low money, I'm thinking, at this point, but what he does is just kind of flashes when he thinks they're coming, and then kind of repositions, does what he can to spot here, and then just kind of works into this area, drops back, and kind of holds them off. He's kind of delaying their strat. That's really all he's trying to do. And then he smokes this cross here because he just kind of wants to sit in that smoke and kind of pick guys off. There's a lot of one-way smokes on this map that really, if you know them, can really help out if you can sit in that smoke. And see, his just simple presence at long here has pretty much just held off that rush. And now that they're probably going to come back towards either cat or B, and they are coming back towards cat. And since we had so much aggressiveness on the mid, we were able to kind of flank them here. Meanwhile, Paradox was holding them off that long. And so we got a couple free kills here, and the round is going to go to us. And they're really taking a long time in their strats. I think we've won 3 or 4 rounds now, just from the time expiring. And so we just kind of want to shift our focus to continuing delaying them, with delaying their cat rushes, delaying their long rushes and whatnot, because they seem to be taking a very long time when they're kind of shifting from position to position. And we don't want to allow them to have that. Again, I'm just kind of spotting cat here for that fast rush. When I don't see it right away, I'm probably going to rotate off pretty soon. But we've gone back to kind of this doubling up long, which maybe we probably should have just stayed with the cat. However, they could be kind of making an adjustment also, and we're anticipating that they're going to probably just walk out long and try to take it. So we're doubling up here. They have a pretty good crossfire. They have a guy hit and a guy on this left side. And so they're kind of peeking this area together, pushing it together, and just kind of delaying him again. Timer's already down to 40 seconds, and they're still pretty much in their spawn, so we're doing a good job of kind of controlling the momentum in this round. But now they realize that since we're playing long, we pretty much aren't playing cat, or if we are playing cat, we're playing it solo. And so they did a good job of recognizing that, and they hit up cat right away. So what I'm doing right here is just kind of using my nades, delaying a little bit, waiting for my rotates. We're at an advantage here, so I don't want to peek out until I get my teammates up here. And so I think I get shot from long. I'm not sure how a guy was long. However, our guys from long, I think they probably should have came up there. I didn't notice if they did or not. And they had to come up together here. However, we just kind of played this somewhat stupidly. We didn't get our trade kills. We didn't play our advantage correctly. And we paid for it by losing the round. Okay, so we're again eco. We probably just want to push something early on since they have been hitting a fast cat. We want to take that. When we don't see anything, we figure they have to be either long A or outside of B. So we just rush here to hopefully clear long A. We get a nice shot there. And so now we have the advantage again. We pretty much figured that they have to be long at this point since we cleared B tunnel, and so we just want to get to that point as soon as possible. Some of us may not have kits, if not all of us don't have kits, so we got to be very quick on this retake here. And they're probably going to have an opera in pit, so in fact they do, and we probably want to get a guy to long. However, it's kind of getting a little too late. We probably should have anticipated that a little bit earlier. It's down to a 3 versus 1 now, and just because they have an op in pit, we're probably going to lose the round. Even if we did have ops, it's still an incredibly difficult shot for that opper, and so they win the round just by putting that opper in pit, and that's pretty much what you always want to do post plant. I mean, it doesn't matter if the team if the other team knows you're in pit. There's really not a whole lot you can do about it. So pretty much be blatant about it. Plant the bomb for long and get to pit. You're gonna win the round 95% of the time. Since we've lost the round that we played double long, we're pretty much just gonna go to double cat again. It's pretty much a no-brainer here. And so we're just kind of playing aggressive on this, not allowing them to get up, using our flashes and pushing it back. Now we got advantage. I probably shouldn't be pushing here. In fact, yep, that was a really stupid move on my part. Not sure what I was thinking. And so that move, in fact, probably cost us the round because we had a 3 versus 5 advantage, and we just lost it by pretty much pushing solo areas. Paradox pushed long by himself. I pushed cat by myself, and yeah, that was pretty bad on our part. So now it's down to a 1 versus 3. I believe they got 4 straight kills on us. And again, they get the opper back, pit, platform, whatever. We're not going to win the round because of that. So the 7-5 half kind of took us a little bit while to adapt. However, I don't think our setups were completely a problem. I think we've made some stupid individual moves. However, still a decent half for CP side, but certainly could have been better. So right here we get a very good spawn to rush B here, and we're definitely going to take that rush here. We have our opper covering mid, and our opper is going to cover our B tunnel flank after we get on the site. And I just want you to take notice to how we take this. We always pre-flash this close here, and then you have to turn your back on B rushes. If you don't, you're going to get completely blind, and there's no reason not to. And since we turned our back there, he was blind in closet, we weren't, and so we were able to get the entry pick for us, and that's going to make it a very good chance that we win this round now. So then we watch how Nick kind of plays this tunnel. I'm going to refer back to this several times throughout the match. He really just, again, it's a very blatant kind of spot that he's playing, but it's not much they can do about it. He can pick guys coming window, he can pick guys door, tunnel. It's a really versatile spot, and I'm going to show you several rounds where he does a great job of playing it, and I think that's pretty much where you want to set your opper up almost every time if you can. Especially since he's coming back from picking mid. There's no reason to really rush him to get into the site. Just have him sit B tunnel, catch things coming in the window, and the tunnel flank. Okay, so we've just kind of fallen into a default type setup here. Just slowly working, kind of trying to see how they're playing the sites here. That's kind of Paradox's job here at A. He's soloing out here. His whole goal at long here is to discover how they're playing A. And now Solrak really had a good timing on him, good timing shot on him. And Paradox perhaps was a little bit aggressive there, but he at least identified how they're playing A. They're probably playing one at long, one towards the site. And so we want to try to isolate those two guys since we know they're probably playing 2 towards B. However, now it's kind of we're at a disadvantaged situation, so we just kind of try to rush where we're at already. And so Mustang gets a good entry at the car there. And so I'm going to switch back to Nick here. Hopefully he'll be able to get in this position right here. He is the planner here, so this will be a little bit more difficult for him. You obviously don't want to try to force getting into situations here where you're kind of stuck. However, he sees that guy coming B tunnel here. Misses this shot. However, this is kind of a decent setup. They have a guy closet and back site. However, I would prefer someone to be the opper to be in the tunnel and the AKer to be in the back site, and Nick's just kind of got caught there. When you have a nade with 20 health left, there's not much you can do in that situation.
Bomb has been defused.
However, we've been taking B pretty easily, so we probably want to go back to that throughout the half. However, notice right here, this is what I was talking about our rushes. We had really good rush spawns here. So we're rushing 2. Nick is covering us, and we smoke that. While we have 2 of us rushing cat and 2 of us rushing long. It's a really difficult strat to stop if they don't stop the rushes right away. And since we get that entry on catwalk, it pretty much opens up the whole site on us. And we know the last 3 are probably towards B. So Nick just kind of sits in the middle and catches those flanks. And then we all want to group up towards the A site since we're at an advantage now. And notice what Paradox did. He pushed through long. I'm going to hopefully show you another round where he does this. When you get an upper and pit, if you have a kind of another guy in that area, you want that eGe to be kind of watching that long. It's somewhat hard to visualize with me just explaining it, but later in the half I'll show you exactly what I mean. He pushed through that long to kind of clear it, and then flank cat late in the round. Since it's planted for long, it's also planted for cat. Okay, so again we have, well, somewhat good B spawns, but we'll probably just kind of work into our default here. Since we noticed that their B has been pretty weak, we probably want to take into a walk type, pick B type strat here. And I'm going to kind of show you how we approach this. Once I clear the mid guy, we probably realize since they rush lower, they're probably rushing upper also. While we noticed that, we were able to get those 2 picks entering, and so we just go into the site right away.
Terrorists win. Bomb has been planted.
Okay, so again, our good upper rush spawns. We won the last upper rush, so there's really no reason not for us to, not to take this rush rather. So we're just gonna keep testing it. If they can kind of find a way to stop it, we will stop rushing it. However, since we're still winning the rounds on our B rushes, we certainly want to take it. We turn our back here. I always flash the back of the site, flash over, and you always want to get that smoke down on the door. Just pretty much stream your nades off into the site. You want to stop them from retaking into the site. That's kind of a problem when you do take that B, and it's actually, we probably realized just now it's an eco, so we just want to get together now. Then here again is Nick. He probably shouldn't be right here. He probably should get the tunnel entries now. He realized that, and he's getting to that spot right now. And he got the kill. Now there's really not a, even though we're at a big advantage, he doesn't have a gun, so there's really not a whole lot of reason to be chasing kills here, because we don't want him to get our gun. So we don't want to run off solo, but if we can get trade kills, that would be okay. And so we got the final kill there. So we're going back. Notice we're going heavy towards B. We're setting 3 there. We're just going to sit him in the tunnel. Once Nick is done picking this middle right here, he's going to come to the upper B tunnel. Meanwhile, Paradox is working the long solo again, just trying to put a lot of pressure there. Kind of feel out how they're playing A, as well as put as much attention to him as he can. When he realizes there's nothing playing long, he kind of smokes it up here, pulls some attention to there. So it should hopefully be easier for us to take B tunnel here. Now we want to group in the upper B tunnel here. I'm just kind of throwing some smokes down in mid. Again, we're throwing kind of a fake, somewhat fake at long, somewhat fake at cat, and just trying to group and catch any pushes here, and then take one area here. And once we get a bunch of entry kills here, should be hopefully easy to take B. However, we ran out mid. Probably not the best move at that point since we were at advantage. We probably should have just grouped and guaranteed trade kills. However, they had a good crossfire on us in mid and took out 2 of us. However, this is exactly the setup that you want to take. Griff is in the back and Noit is in the tunnel. This is going to be a very difficult setup to stop. Noit can just maneuver back and forth between tunnel and window, and Griff can just give support, spot, and listen for when they're coming. And it's just very easy to hold when you're set up like that. Okay, so here's our good spawns. We have a line of spawns right here. We want to have our opera covering us while the 2 spawns rush long and 2 go cat. Oh, I'm sorry. We're making an adaptation, I think, here. Since we noticed they haven't been playing long, I think what we want to probably do is just take fast long here. The last time we rushed cat, actually, I think we got lucky that we killed a guy while we were blind. So we're not rushing that. In fact, that it might be eco too. We decided not to do that. However, we did get the kills long, so immediately we just want to group as fast as we can. We have 3 up towards catwalk here in a group, which is perfect. And since we weren't sure exactly where they were, we decided just to go B, mid through B, since they could have been in A, and we just went up through the tunnel here together, and shouldn't be much of a problem winning this round. Okay, so they just ecoed, so we figured they're probably going to have full money for ops here. I would say that we probably want to keep hammering towards B here. However, we just kind of get in our default setup. We're going to decide what to do late round based on the setup that they're playing. They have been playing pretty dynamic. They have been playing sometimes 3 towards A, sometimes 3 towards B. So we want to obviously try to hit the weak side, discover early on in the round where we think they're playing. Paradox runs out long, gets a trade kill. So that means there's probably at least 1, maybe 2 playing towards A. So we're probably just going to group here. We have 3 towards middle right here. We're at a disadvantage, so we want to try to get a pick somewhere. However, I think there was a call that there were 2 towards A, so we just want to rush into B as soon as possible before they allow rotates. But again, that's what I was talking about earlier. Behind this brick, it's very difficult to stop. You can just sit here. You're not very vulnerable to flash or nades. You can just peek up randomly and counter flash, and it's very difficult to take a sight when there's a guy playing there. Especially if there's like another opera at the door, that's very difficult to hold. And on top of that, we didn't have smoke, so that makes it even that much harder for us. So I think this was our B rush spawn. Yes, it is. And again, when Nick hits that mid pick, it makes it that much easier for us. Again, double flash, turn our back. The guys behind us definitely want to be flashing over. Even though we got picked at window, we should still be okay to win the round. Immediately we smoke up that door. We don't want to allow picks on our cross. Notice I plant in the back here. I have very low health. There's no reason for me to plant in the front. We're at I think a 4 versus 4. There's really no reason for me to plant in the front. The guy's probably just going to run through the door and kill me anyhow if I were to do that. And so I just got in that back there. I was able to get 3 kills with 19 health. Them just running in, not looking at me. I think it's just sit in that spot after you plant, and you can get a lot of free kills. So they're likely to probably be low money one of these rounds, so we want to watch for some pretty aggressive pushes. So what we're probably going to do is just hit a fast 3 long here, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're posting up, working out here. We notice that they haven't been playing along every round, so we want to try to figure that out if they're not doing that again, and then take up pretty quickly if we can. I get caught in the middle off guard, just a little bit bad timing here, but I think what these long guys should be doing is crossing now. Yes, that's exactly what they're doing. They cross. They want to get that bomb down, get an operant pit. We should be getting an operant pit right now. And so it should be, hopefully, our round. However, this is the problem here. They have 2 of them coming long. Since we don't have any great support here at long. In fact, we do have 2 here. I think we might just be missing shots. So, now AZK pulled off some nice shots on us. Had we gotten even one of those kills and one of the pit guys were able to stay alive, would have been much easier for us to win that round. However, we were able to take long. We noticed that they didn't even play it. We were able to just cross without much opposition. They're doubling up cat. Since they won that previous round, they're likely to do it again. So we decided to just rush this long right away. And so we got up really before they were ready for it. And so we were able to get 2 trade kills, get into the site with a plant. And so now it's down. We got 2 guys coming up towards catwalk, I think, and 1 AK are in mid here. And this is the round where I'm going to kind of point out what I think you should be doing post plant here. Griff is going to be planning for long. We want to get our opper towards pit. Yes, we're getting our opper pit. And then notice what Paradox does right here is he's going to push through long. That way he can, if there's nothing there, he can flank cat. If there is something there, he can at least let the opper and pit know about it so that he doesn't just get caught off guard. And so Paradox was on his way to flank cat there to again help with the covering the defuse. So we had a very good T half there. We won 8-3 T side and lost 5-7 CT side. Overall score I think 13-10. So well, that's going to be it for this commentary. Again, I enjoyed it and I hope you look forward to the next one.